Sziasztok! Ez itt a Mellesleg Orsival, egy olyan podcast, ahol felnőtt tartalmakról beszélgetünk. Azt gondolom, hogy ez nagyon sok embert érdekel, még akkor is, hogyha nem vallják ezt be. Hogyha érdekelnek ezek a témák, akkor mindenképp iratkozz fel, és használd a komment szekciót. Persze csak kultúráltan. Köszönjük, Mr. Alkohol! Ma egy nagyon különleges vendégem lesz, aki rengeteg érdekes sztorit fog mesélni. Pierre Woodman, a világhírű felnőtt filmes filmproducer.
Hi, Pierre.
Hi, mate.
Thanks for coming.
It was a pleasure, as always.
Yes, I really appreciate that. So, what is your first memory of an adult film? When did you see one the first time?
It's like if you ask to Steve Jobs what is his feeling about his first computer. You know? I don't know.
How old were you?
I think I was.
Just honestly.
It's complicated. The first things I see really porn was not a film, it was a book. Because when I was 13 years old, I was already almost like I am now. 14, I was the same physique, but 13, I was already tall. And I was able to enter in sex shop in my city, where normally you have to be adult. And I confess, I stole, because I didn't have money, I stole a porn magazine. It's interesting, you will love it. I stole a porn magazine where there was inside Brigitte Lahaie, who was the biggest porn star in France, and Stanislas Piotr, an actor.
Yeah.
And can you imagine, when I went to Paris, because I have my police access, but I have to wait 6 months before to enter police. I was in army, I break up with the army, and I need to, for 6 months, to find a job, some things to do. So I went to Paris. And when I came out from the train, the first face I see in front of my eyes was this guy, Stanislas Piotr.
Oh my God, really?
The guy was in the book I stole when I was 13. And this guy, I came to him and said, "Oh, I know you, you're in the porn business," like many guys do with me now, you know. "Oh, I know you." And the guy, he said, "Okay, if you want, we go to my home." And I was so happy, you know. I said, "What incredible, one porn star will bring me in his house and everything." In fact, he was bisexual. He wanted to have sex with me.
Oh my God.
He didn't bring me in his house just to be nice, but I didn't know. He called some girls from porn industry. Yeah. I was 18, but he brings some porn star in the house. They take off the clothes. They start to jump on me. I was so happy. I said, "Wow, I live a dream." And then after a moment, I feel one hand on my ass. And that was the hand of this guy, you know. I became crazy. I became very nervous, very upset. So I take off my clothes. I say, "What the fuck?" You know, I was in the very high level of angriness. And when I put my hand on the door to leave the room, this guy said, "Hey, wait. Try to understand, if you go out of this room, your life will never be the same like if you stay and we forget this problem and we go to have a drink together down." And you know, I was with my hand like this on the door. I was thinking, what I do? One voice in my head said, "Go away." And one other voice said, "Maybe it's better to listen." Thanks God, I stayed. He became one of my best friends still today. And he made me know all the porn industry people. I start police, but in between I make some try to porn business. I was not a good actor. I did 5 try. It was terrible, but I knew everyone. I met this beautiful porn star Brigitte Lahaie, who became also very famous later, but we was the biggest one. Yes, she became also my friend. I get access to all the porn industry people. Still, when I was in police, I was going to restaurant with all of them. And one day, many years later, voilà, I have everything in my hand to start the porn industry.
But actually, what happened in that party? Can you tell me something about that? Yeah, in that party, when you wanted to go out.
I take off my clothes, I was so happy, you know, it was incredible for me. I was just 18, okay. You can imagine. Yeah. I mean, people have no idea how it was in the past. Today, pornography is more accessible, you see it, we have internet. But in the past, it was only in cinema and in sex shops that you can see some porn. So this woman, Brigitte Lahaie, she was wow. And this guy, Stanislas, was also type of God, you know. So the situation was just like a dream. But of course, when I feel the hand of the guy on my ass, everything freeze, you know, I freeze completely, and I was, wow, so angry. I changed from happy to angry, but at the end, I told you the story was like this. This is the life. And when you asked me about the first contact with pornography, it was at 13 with this book. So after I stole more, unfortunately, I confess, I did more because I have no money to buy it. It was so crazy expensive. I could not afford that. But yeah, I have some good shaking with a porn magazine in my youth. And I lost my virginity at 14.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that. Well, how?
9 August 77, I lost my virginity with a British girl. In 77, many guys was virgin until 20 years old.
Yeah, really? Yeah, your friends in France?
Many guys stay virgin late. Okay, at least 18. So 14 was very, very young at this time. But also because my physique, I was on my Instagram, you can see how I was looking at 14. Nobody want to believe. And it was a problem in school. In September, when I arrived in school, they was thinking, you know, when you're a very bad student and you stay like 3 times, 4 times, yes, you have to go back, you know. They was thinking I was 20 years old. And I was no, it's my real age. I'm 14, sorry. That was like that.
And what was your original job?
What you mean, my original job?
Yeah, what did you study?
It's very complicated. I did so many things. When I was 16, I was engaged with a woman already who became my wife. Yes, who became my wife later.
Your first wife?
Yes,
right?
My first wife exactly, because I got 4, but it was my first wife. And I have problem with the step family.
Okay.
Because my stepmother, I mean, she was not officially stepmother, but my future stepmother hated me because I was not a rich guy. She wanted a rich man for her daughter, and I was for her a piece of shit, you know, because my father has no money. So we start to have conflict, and I decide to leave school and everything, to have a job and to do money, to buy a ring for my engagement.
Okay.
I wanted to buy a ring with a diamond. You know, kids. So I became barman. I mean, I leave the school one Wednesday, and the Thursday, the next day, I was already having a job.
You started to work like a barman.
Exactly.
Bartender.
Barman, yeah. And it was terrible because I was very young, and I have to stay 13 hours stand up, cannot sit for 13 hours every day. And shit salary,
yeah.
And to eat, it was in the corner, like this table here. I have a table like this in the corner. I have to stay stand up. I have 15 minutes to eat in the evening, and that was all. So I start around 12. I finish 1 o'clock in the morning, and I have to go back home and restart the next day. It was very difficult. So I did it for 2 months, and I get enough money to buy the ring. So I get my official engagement. And after I left, and I start to do many jobs different. I was selling clothes. I sell even worm. You can imagine for the fish.
Oh yes.
So, yeah, I was in a fish shop. I sell worm, you know, that you put on the hook for the fish. I did many crazy things. I washed the toilet in the school.
So you did everything actually.
I did many difficult jobs, so I learned. And I went after that at 17. I went to the school for army. I engaged in army, and I didn't like it so much, so I stayed nearly 2 years. I was in a military school, so I get grad, and I didn't like it because, of course, you have to be like that, and it's not my mind. Then I want to leave. I want to pass the concourse for police. I get it, but I was too young. I have 2 problems: my tattoo and the fact that I was not 19. You have to be 19 to enter police. So I have to erase my tattoo. I did it myself. That was not so simple.
By yourself?
Yeah, with, you know, for the dentist. I did myself. That was difficult.
Does it hurt?
No, what you think? It was a big pleasure. And it was 2 months to finally get it. Yeah. And I mean, to do it, it was 1 day, but to finalize, it was 2 months. And also I was too young, so I went to Paris, like I said to you, to find a job because I was already married. I married just 18. With
the same girl, right?
Yeah, the girl I engaged. I married her when I was 18, and she was older than me, but we decided to make a kids. 1 week after we make the kids, so 10 months later, I got my first baby, a son. And
So immediately.
we married
Exactly.
we married 29 December. 1st October, my son born. The week after the marriage, like a rabbit, we fucked non-stop. We wanted to have a kid. We made it, like crazy. And 1st October, my son born, but money. So I went to Paris, and as I said, the first person I met was this Stanislas Piotr in front of me when I come out from the train. I did some try with porn. I did some money. With this money from porn business, I buy photo camera because I was passionate by photography since I was 9 years old. I knew to make photo, but I don't have the money to buy good material. I buy some material, I start to make photo, but I enter in police, and in police I make also when I get a diploma for photography. I stay police 4 years. I met one superstar in France for mainstream. His name is Kövess. He's a very famous man. And before I met this guy because I met a girl who was one of his best friends. So she became my girlfriend. I divorced. She became my girlfriend. And she became.
Excuse me. Are you divorced?
Because I divorced 3 times.
Yeah, I know.
Divorced 3 times. So I divorced from my first wife. I start my life with this second one, who was the best friend of a superstar from mainstream. This guy hated police. He was an enemy of the police. He was always making joke on police. So it was a complicated period for me because I was in police. And everybody knew in my police place that I was the friend of the guy who was always making joke on TV on the police and hating the police. Also, when I was with him and everybody, because I have my gun almost all the time, everybody was making joke on me. It was a complicated period, but it was also very interesting. But this make that I met Madonna, I make people very important, and then I stop police. And I start in the fashion and TV business. So for a few years I was there. This guy died, unfortunately. But anyway, one of his friends, big producer, helped me, give me a job in photographer on the studio. I was making first photo of marionette, puppets and everything. It was very simple, but it was also a very big broadcast. Then I start with one big broadcast called Fucking Evening, where there was all the biggest stars of the world, Whitney Houston, Madonna, whoever came to this broadcast. So I was making photo from them on the studio, and I met important people. And step by step, I enjoyed that. And one day, so I had a very good life. I was doing fashion in the magazine. I was in for a big press group, and I was working 2 days a week in the TV. So I was making very good money. But one day, in '89, boom, I get fired in 5 seconds by because I did a mistake. I was with a production company and I wanted to leave. And there was a guy who started a new broadcast, very big star. And I say, can you take me as photographer? I want to leave Glam Production. I don't want to stay with them anymore. Mm-hmm. He said, okay. But the first day, so I left my official good job for another one who was supposed to be super good. And the first day I get fired. When I arrived, I did it's my fault. I did a stupid mistake. And then in 5 seconds, I lost my job. And then I come back to my home. I was, wow. I was thinking, okay, half of my money disappear. And if in the press, I get the same problem tomorrow, I will have zero, So I called my friend Michel Rico, was the biggest porn director in Europe at this time. And my top friend, and also I knew Rocco already and everybody.
Were you still married?
Yeah. Okay. I was already still married.
And your wife? Was she surprised or was she okay with that?
No, but what she can say, that I lost my job in TV. But first I didn't have any intention to do anything with porn. I just called my friend and I said, can you believe the Chaban, it was the guy, the Chaban fired me. Wow. And he said, okay, tonight I have meeting with 2 guys. We will do a magazine. We will be the very important magazine about porn. They need a photographer. Can you come with me? I said, no, porno, me, it's not my cup of tea. I already, what is Marc Dorcel?
Yes.
And Marc Dorcel was already my friend, but I did, like a present for Dorcel, some photography on his set because he has a problem with his photographer. But for me, it was just, okay, porn,
just one time.
Porno, I am a fashion photographer, porn. I was like this. I confess, I was, I know the people from porn. I love them, but I'm not a porn. I'm not a porn guy. I'm a fashion guy. I was like this, So when he told me, come to me tonight to see, I say, oh, come on, porno, I don't care. I say, come, you have nothing to lose. You just lost your job. Come, we never know what he will propose to you. I say, okay. So I came with the guy, and with my friend Michel Rico, we met this guy, and it was a terrible place. It was porn video. You enter a shop. It's like, imagine you enter in a shop like this 1 year, but it's only thousands and thousands of porn VHS video, and you have just a little corridor between the VHS video. You walk like this, like a labyrinth, and suddenly you see one table with two guys. But the table is not even a real table. It's like a wood piece of sheet, with two guys like that. Say,
so
hey,
that was your first experience?
Yeah, I was thinking, what the fuck? What is this place? It's crazy people, And they say, we will start a magazine. This magazine will be very big soon. I say, in my mind, I say, very big. I see the shit place you have here. In true, it was right. This magazine became very fast #1 and did crazy money. And myself, I don't know why. Because my friend pushed me also, and it was him who was supposed to be the first report. He said, hey, come on, do the report with me. We don't care, we make a try. And I became a reporter first for porn.
Okay.
Not making porn. I was the reporter for this magazine about porn. So I love it so much. And that was a fantastic thing because this magazine became very, very powerful, #1 in France. And I started to go in America, in Japan, everywhere in the world, to make report about the porn people from all the planet, Germany, everywhere, Italy, Mario Salieri, all these people. And I met the people. I see how everybody was working, so I learn a lot. I see how everyone was shooting.
Learn a lot of things.
I met Cicciolina. I told you I did the photography on the last movie of Cicciolina in 1990 in Roma. Everywhere. Teresa Orlovsky, which was a mega star in Germany, and Private. I went to Stockholm. I met the guy who, Private was the first porn magazine of the history, 1965. So the father, Bert Milton, created this magazine in 1965. 1962 it was Beate Hause who did the first sex shop, and 1965 Bert Milton did the first porn magazine of the history. And I met this guy. It was so complicated because this guy doesn't want to make an interview since 1976. He refused all press. But in fashion business, I have sex with one incredible Swedish girl, beautiful like hell, and she was still my friend. And I asked her if she can help me to meet this guy, to make believe to this man, because I was sure this guy will be excited if it's a beautiful girl who proposed something. So she went with me to the office of Private. She presented herself like the reporter, and I was just a sample photographer, nothing else. And I have the question and everything, and she makes the interview with the man because he accepts. First he said no, and then when he sees the girl, he said, okay, come. Because of course it was a man, and I was sure, the libido, boom, bang. And then we did this interview. I was the first one in 1976 to get an interview with Bert Milton. And when I came out from the office, there was his son, Bert Milton Jr. He came to me, he was the accountant of the company. He said, you're very smart. I said, what? No, don't take me like a dump. You just fucked up my father now. You're smart. Nobody was able to do it. So soon I will be the boss of the company, and I will call you. I want your phone. That was just like this. We were in 1990. Okay, fine. I forget this. And
so you gave your number to him?
To him. He became the boss of the company. The father retired. He became the boss of Private. And in 1991, he called me. And I went to Stockholm. I started my first porn shooting in April 1991 for him. And it was a disaster. I fight with him. He gave me shit money. I was so angry. So I come back to my report business.
Normal life.
Then, on between, I was also working with Mario Salieri in Italy as photographer. And I was just doing photo. Photo was, video doesn't exist for me. I just do photo. I was a photographer because this is my
original job.
Yes. And in September, this Bert Milton called me again, said, come on, blah, 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 blah. And I tried to make something in France. I came again to Stockholm. It was a complicated story, but it's too long. And again, I fight with him and I say, never I want to listen your name, never I want, forget me. And in fact, in Spain, they have the office in Spain, because they have office in Stockholm, everything was in Stockholm, but the magazine was printed in Spain. And in Spain, in the office of private, there was the director, the number 2 of the company, Javier Sanchez, and he told to this guy, he said, but the photo of this Woodman are much better than the other guy, why we don't call him? Let me spoke with him, and Javier started to call me January, February, and every time I said, no, fuck off. And in May, I start crazy, I said a crazy price for the work, but something I was sure they will refuse. And they said yes. I said, what? Like if we can say like 20,000 francs was like if you said to them something like maybe more than 10,000 euro for one photo set, which was crazy amount of money. And they said yes. I said, what? And we buy for you the photography of September because the fight, I come back with all my photo in bags. That was why I was so nervous. And then I signed my first contract with private for 6 months in June 1992, 28 June 1992. I signed my first contract with private. Because private at this time was the most biggest name in the porn industry in terms of porn magazine. You have Rodox in Denmark and private. That was the two big entity. So voilà, I start like that. I left this hot video magazine in France for report. And I start porn as a photographer for them.
But what inspired you?
What?
To make your what inspired you to make your own films?
No,
to make films?
I tell you how I did. For me, video was something I said I will never do.
Okay.
Because for me, video was a pure shit. I have a lot of respect for the cinema, porn cinema from the 70s to 82. When people was doing real film with a real cinema. But when the video appears at the beginning of the 80s, for me it was heresia. Because to be a photographer, you have to make your photo and you have to know the light with your eyes. And to find out only when you're in the laboratory how looks a photo. For people today, it's impossible to understand that. Because today you make a photo with your iPhone or whatever, you see immediately your image.
Yeah, of course, it's a big difference.
In the past, if you were good, you were good. If you were bad, your picture was fucked up. You have no choice. So you have to be great and to be a real pro. So you have to know with your eyes where you was and what you do. So because of that, I always said, video, you see what you do. It's a shit. I will never do video in my life. I was sure.
And
I will just stay a photographer. Destiny make it different. That's, first of all, during these 6 months, Bert Milton, I became a bit more friendly with him, and I started to say to him, even if I hate video, that it was a bit stupid that private don't do video. Why a company so big was doing only magazine and not like many companies like Dorsel and all these people who do crazy money with the video? Because I was against the fact to shoot video, but I was thinking that video was a smart business. So I tried to push him to make it. And he said, no way. And finally, he said, okay, we can make a try. So I engaged my friend Michel Ricot, my best friend at this time, the porn director of Dorsel. He was the porn director of Dorsel. And we went on, I have an idea to make a shoot porno on the top of Mont Blanc, the highest mountain of Europe.
Yeah, I know.
And I was sure nobody never did that. It was something crazy. It will make a big buzz in France and everywhere. So it was a bit complicated, but finally we did it.
Really?
And I show you the 1st October 1992, because it was the birthday of my son. It was the 10 years of my son. I was thinking it will be luck for me. It was a crazy thing. So honestly...
Tell me about this story. It's interesting. How was that?
In fact,
shooting at the Mont Blanc?
Yeah, it just came to my mind. I don't know why I have this crazy idea. Because honestly, today, I was in Mont Blanc last week with my kids. I went to Midi, and you know, every time I go to Chamonix, I wonder myself how I was able to set up this situation, because it's something completely crazy. Today it will be completely impossible, because anyway one helicopter cannot go anymore on top, only if you have a death life situation. Nobody can put an helicopter on top of Mont Blanc.
Actually, it was on the top of the Mont Blanc?
Yes.
Chamonix?
Yes, we did that.
Okay, how did
And
you organize that?
we were 12 people, so imagine, crazy, completely crazy things. It's a long story, but to make it short,
Yeah.
from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, the October 1, 1992, we did it. Okay. Then it was good, because the photo parts I did myself, I make it good. But my friend Michel, he has problem to breathe, and he fucked up the video. But anyway, we use this video for the video magazine of Private, and then the boss of Private asked me if I can shoot. I said no way. He asked me if I knew some other director, and I don't know if you know Frank Tring, which is in Budapest. He's a big friend of Jordan. Frank Tring, and also another British guy. I called them because I knew them. I proposed them to come to Stockholm to meet people, blah blah blah. I was first directing this Frank Tring, but we have a fight. I left them to do the job. I go back to my photo business, blah, blah, blah. Voila, I forget completely the video parts. 93 begin, and Milton wanted the video start to be successful. So Milton asked me if I can set up a big production. And I said, yeah, of course, my friend Michel Rico, like who did the Mont Blanc. He was not good on the top of Mont Blanc because of the oxygen. If we go on Tropic, I think he will have better time. But my friend Michel Rico hates Tropic. I said, come on, we go to Seychelles. He said, I hate the sun. I said, come on, you're not good on the top of Mont Blanc. You will be good on the beach in Seychelles. No.
Should be, but
He didn't want to come. And unfortunately, I should have listened to him. But we went to Seychelles in June 1993. We shoot 2 movies, and 4 days before the end of the second movie, there was like a mini tsunami who arrived. We were together.
on Seychelles.
Yes, I saw it. I tell to him, oh, this wave is so huge. We go this way. He say, no, we go this way. We separate. He run. I came this way. He goes this way. The wave arrived.
Oh my God.
Catch him, bring him in the water. He was 120 kilo. He was a rugby man. You have no idea the beast it was. I was so scared, but I see him in the water. I run. I tried to save him. I almost died myself. I was not able to do it. He died.
There.
He died there. That was a terrible thing.
I've never heard about this story.
Yeah, June
It's
20,
so sad.
Yeah, June 28, 1993. So he died. So it was a big thing. He was the biggest director in France. He was a superstar. He was the guy who did the first movies of Rocco. And I mean, voilà. So yeah, that was something huge. And for me, it was terrible because he was my best friend at this time.
Of course.
Something crazy. Also, some people stupid start to say that I kill him. Of course, very nice. David Perry was there.
Really?
Yeah.
David Perry was there with you.
David Perry started the business with me. And David was there also. David started in February 93. We were in June 93. And when I passed out, because in fact, when I came out from the water and I tried to, because my shoulder was destroyed, everything, I see the time. I knew it was 4:28, and I knew I have 3 minutes maximum to save him. So I was trying to run, but my legs was anyway. When I arrived to the house, I see David. I say, Michel, boom, boom. I pass out. When I wake up, I was trying to pick him up, but they need 40 minutes. The wave was too big, so 40 minutes to find him. He was dead, unfortunately. Okay, it's a complicated story, but that was a terrible time. So after that, I decided I stopped porn. I didn't want to do anything, not even photo. All July 1992, I went to my papa place with my girlfriend. I was divorced already. I have an Asian girlfriend at this time, and I went with her and I said I will do another job, bam, 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 bam. But I don't find another job. Also, the movie that Michel did was needing to be edited, and I didn't know to edit, but I give it to the 2 editors of Dorsel in secret, because Dorsel, of course, will have never accept. So this couple who was doing the editing of Dorsel was my friend. I give them the tape. They have to edit the movie, but they need me anyway to set it up. So they was calling me non-stop to my father's place. It was not possible, this situation. So I came back to Paris. We edit together with this Norma and Philippe the movie in memory of Michel, my friend. I said to Private, okay, I will wash my mind. I will go back to Russia and shoot photo.
Because was your second wife Russian?
No, I mean, I was the first to shoot in Russia.
Oh, okay.
So
also in this thing, you were the first one.
Yeah, 1991, I started the porn in Russia. When I did my first shooting for Private, after that, I went to do some shooting in 1991. And 1992, I started a lot. Riga, Tallinn, St. Petersburg, Moscow. I went even to Vladivostok, Irkutsk, everywhere. So I started to shoot there. So I decided to wash my mind and to go back to shooting. So I went
back to your job.
Yeah, I was with David in August 93, and okay, I start to understand that anyway I cannot do anything. My best friend was dead, but I have to live, I have a family, I have to feed everyone. So I arrived back to the job, September arrived, and in September, Milton asked me to come to Stockholm, and he said to me, okay, look, now we have a problem. We need, because the two other guys, directors are so, we need a real professional director to make big production like you did now in Seychelles with your dead friend. So can you do the same job? I was production manager. It was a job that I was a photographer, but I was also the production manager. It means I have all the money, and it's me who was paying everyone and making the production. He was giving me the money for that. He trusted me. I was strict. I do everything. Okay. And he asked me if I can do it, but he gave me some name of people, Hans Moser, or this Frank Tring. I said, no way. I can do that job with my top friends, but those guys. Even Hans Moser was my friend. Frank Tring was so crazy and I don't like. I said, no way, I don't want that. I don't want anyone. I said, you don't want? You open the desk, boom, 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 $200,000, you go to make a movie. I said, me? Me a movie? I said, no, I will never
also do after that, you won't do that.
He said, find a way. Or you do that, or you get the job for, like you did for Michel with the other. I was mad. I said, all right.
What did you say?
I will try. So I take the money, of course, $200,000. You don't imagine in 1993, in September 93. So I take this money, and I knew from my fashion time one guy, Patrice, who was a director for publicity in France. He was a very good director. He knew to hold the camera. I did not know to make it. And I find a team of people. I knew the light people from Dorsel, who was my friends, Bruno and everybody. And I also bring them to Mario Salieri. So voilà, I knew all this group of people, the cameraman of Dorsel, François also. Voilà. I knew a group of people. So because of that, I decided I will do it. So I went to Moscow. I make a casting. And I was...
I'm sorry, that was your first casting that you ever shot?
No.
No.
Okay,
your casting video.
Casting is another
because
story.
It's interesting. I want to ask.
I will tell you for casting. Just I finish with this. I will tell you for casting after. I went to Moscow to make a new casting specially for this movie, and I don't know if you remember in Moscow, in end of September '93, there was the attack of the TV, the Parliament, Zhirinovsky and everything.
93?
Yeah.
I was 17 years old.
Okay, so you forgot. They tried to change, they tried to reverse the government in Russia.
Oh, yeah.
The attack,
Yeah, I know
what
that means.
They put a rocket on the TV and everything. So I was blocked in the Russia hotel, in front of the Kremlin. I was blocked. I cannot go out. There was the army with the Kalashnikov.
You cannot go back to France.
No. I mean, I cannot go back even from my room.
Yeah.
I was locked in my room by the military. They was protecting the hotel. I was locked, but I have
inside the hotel.
Yeah, they bring food and everything, but I have to stay there. And I was with my assistant Russian, so we were fucking every day. We was that was like a fireworks in the town.
Actually,
we were fucking.
You had a good time, I think, during this time.
It was a mix of scary because you know it's not when you look by your window,
Come on.
bomb and it's you know it's a bit of scare, and they don't tell you.
But you were enjoying yourself.
No, I was enjoying, but I didn't know exactly what was going on in the city, because in France they knew more than me. But I cannot call. I was locked. Like
No phone, no TV, of course, no internet.
TV, yes, but the TV they was not saying the truth, and the TV was
Russian
also
TV,
in
of
control.
course.
No, the TV was under control of the people who tried to put out Helsinki. They tried to reverse Boris Helsinki. So anyway, that was interesting. And then I went finally out. Everything was okay. I did my production. And in October 1993, with David Perry, Philip Swan, different...
I should invite David Perry to my podcast.
And David went with me in Bali, because I was also crazy. I thought Bali was a Buddhist place.
Yeah.
It's not true. First it's Hinduist, and first it's Jakarta government, so it's Muslim. So I went to one Muslim place to do my first movie, and when we arrived in the airport...
Good job, Pierre.
Yeah, I know, I was so stupid.
That was your first ever...
I mean, I did already 2 movies in Seychelles with my friend.
Okay, but
as a production manager, but as a director...
As a director, to making your first
movie,
film,
I went to
Bali
like an idiot, and when I arrived in Bali, we see on the wall drug, prostitution, pornography, death sentence.
Oh my God.
So you can ask to David, he will confirm to you, I get arrested. They want to take off my head. That was my first production.
Wait. When did you shoot your first scene? In the hotel or in a public place?
No, we have, okay. We shoot in the outside parts.
In a public place, so...
Yeah, we shoot outside, we shoot in some
country
hotel.
where it's a death penalty for that.
Exactly.
That's good.
Yeah, but wait. Okay, to be quick.
Okay.
It was like Midnight Express first. Ask David, he will tell you it was terrible.
I believe you.
The guy opened things, he showed one newspaper with a head in the plate, but it's incredible. You will not believe. We finish to shoot. We go to eat. And Marc Lelon and Frank went to the mountain on the other side of the hotel. And they wanted to shoot picture of us because it was Sayan Terrace. It's a beautiful hotel in Bali, in Ubud. And you can see all the hotel from the other side. Then the police arrive in 5 minutes, like ants. And you have the photo. No, the best of the best. That's the one they put the gun on me. Mark shot the picture. So there was a picture of my arrestation by the police in Bali in Sayan Terrace Hotel. So that was something crazy. Then Mark and Frank, they ran away immediately to the airport and they escaped from Bali at the first minute. You know Alberto Rey?
Yeah,
Alberto,
the Spanish guy.
Yeah, very strong. Alberto was also there. Can you imagine, you see the monster, what is Alberto?
Yeah.
We were 30 people. The police arrived like on us. You know what did Alberto? Go under the table. Like that.
Alberto under the table.
Alberto, the big monster. He went under the table. There was this snap. They arrest everybody except Alberto. The monster like that, they don't see him.
A big tall guy.
They don't see him.
Okay.
So Alberto ran to the airport. Escape. Immediately.
Everyone escaped except you, right?
No. The other one was arrested.
Okay.
So the operator, the cameraman, and me, we were in the police.
You were arrested? Yeah.
And the other one was in the other room. And the guy take off from his office one newspaper with there was a plate photo in black and white with a head inside. He said, this guy was a German guy. He did the same job like you in Jakarta. We take off his head 2 months ago. You're the next one. Imagine my heart was doom, 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 doom. It was terrible. The guy.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
And my operator was crying. And he was starting to yell on me. Why we came here as so stupid idiot? Voilà, that was the situation. That was terrible. And then.
How did you escape?
I don't know by which
situation.
I tell you, it's incredible. I don't know by which, I don't know. I was thinking everything was fucked up. It was finished. And I don't know why I said to the guy, say, okay, all right, maybe I will die. And he said, oh, your friend will have a metal ball for 20 years in jail here. Super. And I was thinking everything was finished, but I don't know why. I said, and you in the story, what, I mean, I cannot do that because of my hand behind, but I say, and you, what is the interest for you in this? He say, what do you mean? I say, look, maybe we can make a deal together. I have some money. Maybe I can give you some money and you help me to finish my movie instead to send me to Jakarta and they kill me. Like that. I don't know why I said that. And the guy, he started to, I don't understand what you mean exactly.
That was a police officer.
The big boss of Bali police.
Okay.
He play like if he don't understand. I say, okay, I repeat. I have a bit of money. I have $185,000 in the hotel. It was hidden. It's also a very interesting story. I said I have probably $1,000 or $2,000 staying in cash in my room. Maybe I can give it to you. And the guy has a metallic things like that. He was looking the roof like that. He was looking like he think, he bangs the...
On you?
He bangs,
on the table.
He bangs the office and say, 10,000, you have 2 hours to find it. Like that, he said. 10,000, you have 2 hours to find it. Okay.
Okay.
So they let me go. I went to the hotel, and in fact, imagine how I was so stupid. As I was thinking everybody was Buddhist, I was sure there was no thief. So the safe was a little door in wood, big like this, with a lock like that, where I put all the passport and my money in the reception of the hotel.
And it's disappeared?
I arrived, the door was open.
Oh my God.
No passport, no
passport, no money, nothing.
I was like that, you know, I was desperate. Everybody was in the police station. I was thinking, okay, we are dead. Finished. And then there was
Who's that?
One guy from the reception. Newkman was his name. I never forget this guy. Don't worry, I take everything. I don't like police. I put in the ground in the garden, in the plastic bag. The passport of everyone.
In the garden?
Yeah, all the passport.
Under the ground.
He put in the ground. I take off with him. I wanted to give him $100. He doesn't want even $1. This one was a real. He was
a real Buddhist.
Not Hinduist. He was Hinduist. Very nice guy. I take 10,000. I came back to the station, and I also not know why. In my mind, I was. I arrived. I put on the table. I say, "We are partner now." And the guy he look at me. Say, What do you mean? I come every 3 months. Now it's 10,000. In 3 months I come back, but I want jeep of police. I want the portrait of the president Suarto. I want this.
It's unbelievable, Pierre.
And the guy, he has the eyes. I see in his eyes, it was doing like this, you know, dollar, like in the cartoon.
Yeah,
like in the
cartoon.
And he said, okay. And okay. David drives the jeep of the police in the movie. I am the boss of the police in the film. I have a full, can you imagine? He take off a full police station for me. The guy in front of the police station are real police. We shoot. He helped me. The boss of the police of Bali helped me to finish my movie. Imagine that. In Bali, you can see it's police station.
Yeah, I should watch this.
Golden movie. Triangle from private, you can see. So voilà, this is how I start my first production. And to answer to you about casting, the casting story, it's my friend Michel Rico, who died in Seychelles with me. In 1986, I was in police still. He don't speak English at all. And me, I was, because my ex-girlfriend was English, I knew a little bit, not like today, but I knew a little bit of English. And he wanted to go to London to find some girl for Dorsel. So we went together. I helped him to go in, he was my top friend. So I was in police at this time, but we went like that. And he went to London to do interview of girl. And there was a French girl, Asian, Solange, she was so beautiful. She was speaking French, but there was also some other girl English. So I helped him to translate. And he make interview of the girl. And this Solange, he asked, you have a specific fantasy? And she said, yeah, I want 2 things. I want to jump from a plane and have sex during I go down.
Parachute.
Parachute, yeah.
Okay.
And I would like to have in my hand the penis of one elephant.
Oh my
and
God.
Try to see.
That's weird.
That's weird. I never forget. But I was so shocked because at this time I was 23 years old. I was thinking, what the fuck? Wow. Nobody can imagine some girl can be so crazy. So it was just like this. It was 1986. And it stayed to my mind. Then Michel did sometimes some interview of women. And he didn't do anything. It was just like that, you know, to know the things and to show to Dorsel, the girl. And I was thinking, why you don't sell it? It's very interesting. He said, nobody will never care of what one girl on one sofa she explained to me. Nobody will say, come on, it's interesting. No. And then Michel asked me if I can come to Budapest. And also in Russia, I was
That was your first time.
going because in Russia I was going to photo. I was not going to make video. So he asked me if I can make some video, but it was not like I said of the woman that I use in Russia, but Russia was too complicated to bring. So we went to I went to Budapest in November 1990. At this time already, I didn't know even Bert Milton at this time. So I went here in Budapest. You know the Mercure? You know where is the Mercure Hotel in?
Yes.
And the Atrium Hayat. So first I did a casting in Atrium Hayat. The lobby of the Atrium Hayat.
Wait.
Was
How did you start to do your own style casting video?
Wait. I knew in fashion, it's again with the connect to fashion. I knew a girl called Beata Bidvai. She became Deborah Wells. But for me, she was Beata Bidvai, beautiful Hungarian girl. She was a fashion model. So I knew her from the fashion time. I asked her if she has good friend here in Budapest who could eventually make porn. We are in 1990, imagine. So it's 1 year that the wall is broken. So money and everything, many girls. She said to me, I can find some girl for you. I said, okay, I come to Budapest. I will pay you to find some girl. She find me 40 girls.
40 girls.
The lobby of the Atrium Hayat was full. You remember you have a plane before in the middle of
but I have never been there.
In the Atrium?
I have never shoot with you.
No, but I mean, okay, you were young in 1990, I guess.
Yeah.
The Atrium Hayat has a big plane in the middle. It's now what is the Sofitel.
Yeah, the Sofitel. Yeah.
The Sofitel before was the Atrium Hayat.
But did the girl know?
Yeah, it was for porn.
Okay.
They knew, but porn at this time means,
actually, did they know?
But what people don't understand also that in East country, Russia, Hungary, Poland.
So they know about everything.
No, the problem is that pornography has nothing to do in the mind of the people at this time like today. In 1990, in Russia, people almost do just 2 positions for sex. Missionary and doggy, maximum. Nobody sit on one boy because you are inferior. All these things doesn't exist. It was people cannot imagine how it was in this past. The people was making a lot of sex, but always missionary and doggy. That's it. And come shot on the back of the girl to not make a baby or on the belly. That was the mind, and no blowjob. That was something crazy. And here in Budapest, it was a little bit more normal, we can say, but that was the same situation as pornography was only in the sex shop. In Russia, there was not sex shop; it was forbidden. There doesn't exist porno in Russia.
So they didn't know.
So they don't care. They didn't
nothing
care.
Actually.
In Russia, in 1990, you bring a chewing gum, a packet of chewing gum. One girl, she's ready to do everything for you. One jeans, one packet of chewing gum. And $50 was like 6 months of business. $50. It was like 6 months of the job. So can you imagine the life when you arrive and you propose even $50 to one girl? So wow, one packet of Hollywood chewing gum, they suck you immediately for one packet of Hollywood chewing gum.
But actually, what was a casting? You called the girls for casting.
So first of all, in Russia, when I start with private, he asked me if I can do this, but they abandoned this situation because the girl cannot come from Russia to Europe. It was impossible at this time to get the visa. That was the first period. But in Budapest, you need a visa to come to Paris. Mm-hmm. So my first casting was here in Atrium Hayat for Dorsel, in fact. I did casting for Marc Dorsel. So, but my casting at this time was just, hello, what is your name, blah, blah, blah. You remember...
just an interview, right?
Not Sophia Loren, Lawrence. You know this? She was the makeup. Sylvia Lawrence.
Okay, yes.
You remember Sylvia Lawrence?
Yeah.
She was a makeup artist.
Yeah.
I met this girl in 1991 here in Budapest, and she started the porn with me, and she stayed 22 years in porn, and she became a makeup. So that was, but when I did the casting of Sylvia, It was already at this time still, because I was starting the business with private in 91, but still it was for Dorsel. So I did many casting here for Dorsel. So for a few seconds I was filming with a sheet camera. I don't know even to use. I put in automatic. Okay, what is your name? Show me your body. Boom, boom. It was like this. So that was the beginning. And then in 1991 in Russia, I start my first real casting at the end of, in December 91. I start my first casting where I decide that I will make interview of the woman. And I wanted already to make videotape about it. But when I ask, after I fight with Milton, so I was not supposed to work, blah, blah, blah. And then in 1992, I decided I will do really a line of casting. But Milton told to me, okay, but the casting was just interview, you know what I mean?
Okay, last question, Pierre. How many women did you have in your whole life, in the adult business and in your private life together, both?
So it's very easy for me to know.
Oh, really?
Because when I was young, I write already everything. Every day I was writing everything. Even I have in my book, I was writing the position I do for sex.
Oh, really?
How many cum shot I did. Then I was crazy, yeah. So for many years I did that after I stopped to be so precise, but I didn't have to be so precise because I started to do video later. So with the video I know everything. And there is of course other part of life, but okay. To be concrete, in 1995 I get 1,000. It was my first 1,000. And it's an interesting story because when I was 14 and I start sex, I read in a book that Omar Sharif, the big star, has sex with 1,000 women. And I was thinking, 1,000 women, how it's possible? I just get
you want to beat him.
I just get my first one. How it's possible to have sex with 1,000 women? And in 1995, I had my first 1,000 girl. And the story with this one is very interesting, but I will tell you another day. And right now I have passed 6,300 this year. So I don't know exactly how many, but around 6,350 more or less right now.
6,000?
350 more or less.
Okay.
Because I don't count every day, you know, but voilà. Yeah, but
that's a number, I think.
But you can see also, you can follow on my forum because everybody asks me all the time. It's writing and with the video. Plus, I have also some extra life. Sometimes I don't do fuck only. Even if I have a very cool wife, she's adorable. So yeah, my life is sexually overdosed. So I'm happy.
That's good. So thank you so much, Pierre.
Thanks
for coming. And for sure, I think I would like to speak with you another time because your story is interesting. Thank you so much.
It's true.
Your story is interesting. I think you have much more interesting stories, so that people would like to know that.
Heavy life. You have heavy breasts. I have heavy life.
Thank you so much, Pierre. Thanks.
My pleasure.
Ha tetszett a beszélgetés, feltétlenül írjátok meg kommentben, lájkoljátok és iratkozzatok fel. És akkor találkozunk legközelebb is. Sziasztok! Köszönjük, Mr. Alkohol!